Step into the unknown with the shadow frequency and your host, Matt Wilson, as he takes you where the shadows hum.
Okay, here we go, listeners, deep in the archives of the shadow frequency, where the shadows whisper and the files practically hum with secrets. I'm Juniper, your guide to the eerie, and tonight's file is a real chiller. Let me just open the drawer here to find it. Gotta dig through this stuff, of course. Okay, got it. The Octagon House in Washington, D.C., a place where history and hauntings collide like a spectral storm. Matt, this one's got everything. Forbidden love, a fatal fall, and screams that echo through time. You ready to dive into the darkness?
Juniper, you're making my skin crawl already. The Octagon House is practically begging for us to peel back its ghostly layers.
Right.
I'm ready to step into those haunted halls. Let's see what's lurking on that staircase.
Oh, it's going to be a wild ride, Matt. Listeners, buckle up for episode 177 as we tune into the paranormal pulse of the Octagon House. Take it away, Matt.
Welcome to the Shadow Frequency, where we chase the whispers of the unknown. I'm Matt Wilson, and tonight we're stepping into one of Washington, D.C.'s most infamous haunted landmarks, the Octagon House. This architectural gem, built between 1799 and 1801 by Colonel John Tayloe III, was a crown jewel of the early capital, a place of elegance, power, and, as it turns out, unrelenting tragedy. Okay, before I go any farther, let me flip the light on here. All right, there we go. Can't see in here sometimes. Picture it, an 8-sided mansion, its walls steeped in history. During the War of 1812, when the British torched the White House, President James Madison and First Lady Dolly Madison took refuge here, turning the Octagon into a temporary seat of power. But it's not the politics that keep this place alive in the paranormal world. It's the restless spirits tied to a heartbreaking tale. The story centers on one of Colonel Tayloe's daughters, though her name shifts depending on who's telling it. The most chilling version says she fell in love with a man her father deemed unworthy. One fateful night in the early 1800s, their argument erupted on the upper floors. In a moment of desperation, she fled from her father's wrath, racing toward the grand staircase, but her escape ended in tragedy. She tripped, or perhaps was overcome by grief, and plummeted to her death on the steps below. Since that night, the Octagon House has been a hotspot for paranormal activity. Staff and visitors report hearing muffled sobbing in the dead of night, as if the daughter's grief still lingers in the air. Then there are the screams, terrified, gut-wrenching cries that echo from the central staircase, especially in February, the month tied to her death. Footsteps pace empty rooms, their rhythm heavy with purpose, and doors swing open or slam shut without a hand to guide them. Some say they felt a cold presence brush past, as if the daughter's spirit is still running, still falling, forever trapped in her final moments. The house's unique octagonal design only amplifies the unease. Its sharp angles and shadowy corners seem to hold secrets, bending sound and light in ways that make you question what's real. Those who've spent time there, docents, historians, even curious passers-by, say the energy shifts in February, growing heavier as if the daughter's anguish peaks with the anniversary of her death. One account from a night watchman describes seeing a faint figure in a white dress at the top of the staircase, only to vanish when he called out. Another visitor swore they heard a woman's voice pleading, "Father, please," before the air grew icy and still. The Octagon doesn't just hold history, it holds pain, and that pain, it seems, refuses to let go. Juniper, this place is giving me the chills. The idea of that poor woman's spirit reliving her fall over and over, it's like the house itself is haunted by her heartbreak. What do you think so far?
Matt, I'm already checking my staircase for ghosts tonight. That story's got me hooked. Those screams, those footsteps, I bet our listeners are feeling the same eerie vibe.
No doubt about it. All right, Juniper, let's take a quick break, but don't go far. There's more to uncover at the Octagon. Over to you.
Phew, listeners, are you feeling that chill in the air? The Octagon House is serving up some serious paranormal vibes tonight. Those haunting cries and pacing footsteps have me wondering what else is lurking in those 8-sided walls. Stick around because Matt's diving deeper into the mystery in the second half, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Right now, it's handed over to Chris Beach to tell you where you can find the Shadow Frequency. Chris, take it away.
You got it, Juniper. If you're loving the Shadow Frequency, please like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and all major podcast directories. Visit our website at shadowfrequencypodcast.com to catch all our episodes. Leave a voicemail telling us where you're listening from. We might feature it in our next episode. Check out our Shadow blog for companion articles to our episodes, grab some cool swag from our store, or support us by buying us a coffee. Now let's get back over to Juniper for a dive into the mailbag, where we share your thoughts and stories. Juniper?
Thanks, Chris. All right, it's time for your favorite part, the mailbag. I'm firing up the spectral message machine here. We flip the switches. Doo-wee-doo. Here comes today's listener letter straight from the ether. Let's see what's in store. Let me just get this open here real quick. All right, we got a gem today, folks. This one's from Barbara in Texas and is sliding up our spectral message machine like a full moon. Here's what it says. It says, "Hi, Matt, Juniper, and Chris. I'm a delivery driver here in Texas, and the Shadow Frequency is my trusty sidekick on those long hauls. Whether I'm cruising down lonely country roads or stuck in a city gridlock, your mix of mystery, history, and just the right dose of spooky keeps me glued to my speakers. I've caught myself parked after a delivery, engine off, just to hear the end of a segment. Thanks for keeping me hooked, curious, and a little creeped out in the best way. You've got a fan here in the Lone Star State. Safe travels on the road and into the unknown, Barbara in Texas." Oh, Barbara, you're making my heart glow like a will-o'-the-wisp. I can just picture you out there, van idling under a big Texas sky, waiting to hear if the ghost shows up. Thanks for riding with us through the shadows. We're thrilled to keep you company on those spooky drives. Listeners, you want to join the fun? Drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com and you might just hear your message materialize on the show. All right, Matt, the Octagon's waiting. Take us back into the haunt.
Welcome back to the Shadow Frequency, where we're still tuned into the ghostly echoes of the Octagon House in Washington, D.C. The tragic tale of Colonel Tayloe's daughter has left an indelible mark on the Octagon, but her spirit isn't the only one said to roam those halls. Visitors have reported other strange encounters: flickering candlelight in windows long after the house is locked, soft whispers in empty parlors, and the scent of lavender, thought to be Dolly Madison's favorite perfume, lingering in the air. Some believe Dolly herself, who hosted grand parties here during her time as First Lady, still lingers, her vibrant spirit unwilling to leave the social hub she once commanded. But it's the staircase that remains the epicenter of the haunting. Paranormal investigators who visited the Octagon, especially in February, report spikes in electromagnetic activity near the stairs. One team captured an EVP, a chilling electronic voice phenomenon that sounded like a woman sobbing. Why won't you listen? Could it be the daughter, still pleading with her father across centuries? Others have felt sudden drops in temperature or an overwhelming sense of dread when climbing the steps, as if the house itself is warning them to turn back. Now let's address the other side of the coin. Some skeptics argue that the Octagon's hauntings could have a more mundane explanation. The house's unique design with its sharp angles and narrow passages create unusual acoustics that might amplify creaks or drafts, making them sound like footsteps or cries. Could these reports be the product of overactive imaginations in a creaky old mansion? It's possible, but that doesn't explain the EVPs or the consistent stories spanning centuries. What makes the Octagon so compelling is its blend of documented history and unexplained phenomena. The house has stood for over 2 centuries, its walls absorbing the weight of love, loss, and power. Whether it's the daughter's restless spirit or Dolly Madison's lingering presence, the Octagon seems to hold its ghost close, their stories woven into its very foundation. Juniper, I'm half expecting to hear those screams in my dreams tonight. The Octagon's got this grip on you, doesn't it? What's your take on that staircase?
Matt, I'm never climbing a staircase again without checking for ghosts first.
Right.
That EVP stuff is wild. I'm dying to know what else is hiding in those walls.
Same here. All right, Juniper, wrap us up. Let's send our listeners off with some shivers. Over to you.
And that's a wrap on episode 177 of The Shadow Frequency, where we stepped into the haunted halls of the Octagon House. From tragic falls to ghostly screams, this place has us all checking our staircases twice tonight. Thanks for tuning in, listeners. Your love for the spooky keeps our spectral signal strong. Want to share your own creepy tales? Hit us up on shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. Matt, say goodbye to the shadows.
Good night, listeners. Watch those steps.
Sweet dreams, everyone, or maybe not. Until next time, keep your ears tuned to the Shadow Frequency. Stay spooky.
This episode was produced with a commitment to exploring the unexplained while grounding our discussion in documented discoveries. All interpretations are speculative and intended for entertainment purposes.